Joining me right now to discuss the economy, market uncertainty, the impact on the consumer, so much more. T. Duckett is here, CEO of JPM Chase Consumer Bank. I've always said she's one of my favorite people, and I'm thrilled to have you here to talk about what's going on right now. We've got red arrows across the board, this tariff news overnight. I'm curious what you think is going on with the consumer as a function of all this. We talk about the markets, but what do you think is happening in the real economy?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the overall numbers at a macro level, you see unemployment continues to be low. It's at 3.6%. You see consumer confidence did spike up last month. So the overall health of the consumer is strong. But whenever you have market volatility like you have today, I mean, that's where it's just important for our advisors and our bankers to talk to customers and keep them focused on their goals and objectives.
Do you think that this, though, the headlines actually impact consumers? I mean, people talk about, you know, how closely correlated or not they are.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it may drive some uncertainty and some confidence questions. But the reality is when customers are just trying to figure out how to make ends meet, it's about engaging with them, keeping them focused, and seeing what happens to consumer sentiment as a part of the market volatility. But overall, when you look at just the strength of the consumer, it continues to be strong. And that's why it's important for us to just talk to them and let them know what's going on in the market, but to keep them focused on their goals.
Maybe a curveball of a question, but from your old life as the CEO of Chase's automotive lending business, we were talking about the impact of what these Mexico tariffs could look like. It would impact the auto business in a big way. Do you think that the automobile manufacturers can actually pass on increased costs to consumers at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, for consumers, it's about what their monthly payment is when you think about, you know, their affordability. And so, you know, what they can pass on and what they can, I mean, you know, we'll see. But I think that when you have an increase in cost, ultimately that can get passed to the customer, which will impact the, you know, affordability of the type of vehicle that they can purchase.
You have been on a tour called The Amazing Chase, as in the amazing race of the country, speaking to all sorts of consumers everywhere. What was the biggest lesson of this tour of yours?
I mean, The Amazing Chase is one of our favorite things. It's about getting out in the marketplace, going across the country in 1 week, visiting over 200 branches. And the focus is to say thank you to our employees and an opportunity to talk to the customers that are coming inside of our branches. I think the one thing that really resonated with all of us is how they value the investments we're making in technology, but they also value the power of our branches and being able to talk to bankers and advisors about their goals and objectives. And that's something that I think, you know, we're really proud of because we are able to meet the needs of customers.
Though? Any surprise in terms of how you think consumers actually feel?
There were no surprises. I mean, I think, you know, we're always out in the marketplace and we're always listening to customers. So going on the tour, it's one of just continuing to get the feedback. No real surprises, but more about, you know, what can we do more to help customers meet their financial goals. One
of the big issues here is this idea of inclusive capitalism. We've talked a lot about it, and it's something I know that you're very passionate about. What do you think we're not doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the overall, you know, health of the consumer, what we are not doing well, and one that we still have to focus on, is that 46% of Americans are concerned about saving $400 in the event of an emergency. And so what we have to continue to do as an industry is to educate our customers, let them know what the importance is and how they can get on a path to saving, but also investing in technology like our auto save rules, where customers can understand that they can save $5, $10, you know, every pay period, and how that adds up. So I think when you look at the importance of savings, it's one that we as an industry have to do better. But I would also point to different segments of the population. And when you look at African Americans, for example, you see that the median net worth of black men and women is $200 to $300 compared to single white men and women, which is $15,000 to $28,000. And so when you say what we can do better, we still have to make sure that access to capital, access to building that rainy day fund is accessible to all Americans across the country.
T. Duckett, that's an amazing statistic. Thank you for $200 to $300.
Yes, single median net worth. Yes.
Compared to
single white Americans at $15,000 to $28,000.
$15,000 to $28,000. Okay, that's something we should all take away from. So thank you.